Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Face the Music. Glad that you're here. Hey, glad that I'm here. Glad we're all here. Okay, super excited about today. And the reason why is because I'm going back to a new artist to my channel that I featured for the first time yesterday by the name of Dan Vasc. Yes, I said Vasc, not Vasek. I know I mispronounced it yesterday. I apologize. But let me just say this. That episode yesterday where I featured Dan in his cover of Elvis Presley's An American Trilogy. First of all, let me just say I read each and every single comment that was put on the channel yesterday, and even some late last night, early this morning. I'm not kidding you. I read each and every single one of them. Thank you so much, first of all, to everybody who commented to that episode. You know, when you do a new artist to your channel, you do an episode, you don't always know how it's going to go. I mean, sometimes people like the episodes, sometimes they don't like them. Sometimes you get a lot of reaction to one, sometimes you get very, very little reaction to them. And so you take it as it goes, you keep on trucking. And but let me just say this, I had a lot of recommendations that I saw yesterday for Dan specifically. I saw, you know, a lot of, you guys provided a lot of backstory, his background, he's got a band called, I think, Fearless, I believe. You guys, let me know how to pronounce his name, a little bit of story about like his other songs, a lot of recommendations, as I said, for some other music. So I really want to say thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Now, let me just say this. It's very kind of unusual, I would say, and I don't know that I've ever done this. Maybe I've done it once or twice, but very rarely have I ever put a new artist on the channel and then immediately done another episode right after that, so back-to-back of that artist. And I'll tell you why I'm doing it today. So I will say yesterday, as you go through YouTube and you're kind of going through things, YouTube has the algorithms, just like other sites. If you start to look at something, then a lot of times you start getting recommendations for that same something. So I'm going through yesterday, and of course I had done the Dan Vasc episode, and so YouTube was kind of recommending a lot of Dan Vasc music to me. I'm like, okay, that's great, wonderful. And so I'm going through, I'm looking at some of the titles and so forth. I was also comparing them to your guys' recommendations. So again, thank you very much. I want to say that again. I saw this one episode, and for those of you who know about Dan and you're big fans of Dan, you already know. But he has an episode out there, a video called My Apology. I think that's the name of it. And I thought, what is this about, My Apology? So I started playing it. And he starts in the first 20, 30 seconds, he's talking about how he wants to apologize. He looks very somber. I want to apologize. I did this video where I featured the U.S. National Anthem. Found out I have a lot of anti-American sentiment on my channel. I really feel bad about this. I apologize. And so I'm sitting there thinking, when I'm watching this, I'm like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? So again, for those of you who know, you already know. But for those of you who don't, let's just say it like this. He flips the whole thing around. And I mean literally, flips the whole thing around. You know if you know. And so basically his message was not an apology, but it was really just a doubling down on saying, hey, look, don't apologize. If you, believe in something, if you have, an idea in what you believe in, then don't apologize for it. It doesn't matter what other people think about it. And so I thought that was so refreshing to hear, because I think the same thing, and I know that you guys probably do as well, when you see these kind of stories out there in society where someone, does or says something, then they get backlash from another element of society, and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. They back down. Why back down? If you believe it, right? So I agree with Dan. I double down, triple down. If you believe in something, be yourself, believe in it, and don't ever apologize for it. So I thought that was fantastic. I thought it was a great, great message, and I thought it was hilarious the way he did it. I thought it was really great. So I was like, okay, so that just made me even more a fan. I said, okay, now I really want to, do another episode of this guy, even more so now, right away. I mean, I just don't want to wait. So I'm like, okay, so again, I know you guys had a lot of recommendations, a lot of songs out there, and I'm going to be getting to these. And one of them, that was a big one that you guys recommended, was Heat, Breaking the Silence. And I thought, okay, that sounds great, but the thing I didn't want to do initially is I didn't want to bring another artist into it right away. Now, I know I've mentioned about, say, Eric Grunwald, for example, and, I'm a big fan of his. And I know, like I said a few minutes ago, you don't always know how your episodes are going to go. But since a lot of recommendations for Dan came from fans of Eric, I knew if I like Eric and they like Eric and they're recommending Dan, I'm going to probably like Dan. All of that ended up being absolutely true. But I didn't really want to immediately put another artist in the same episode with him. Even though I mentioned Eric, I didn't want to necessarily do a video with both of them together. I still wanted to just have Eric solo, so to speak, right now, just to hear him, just to see him, right? So I started going through his channel. A lot of people were saying, hey, he's got like 200 some videos, whatever it is. And so I'm going through, I'm looking. Anyways, long story short, found the one that I'm doing today. I tell you, I like Nightwish. And for those of you who are, who subscribe to my channel or have been watching the channel, following it for a long time, you know that I really am a big fan of Nightwish. And I've got a lot of Nightwish episodes. If you haven't caught any of them, check down below in my playlist section. There is a Nightwish folder. You can go through all the episodes there. But, I saw a couple of covers that he did of Nightwish at least. I saw Last Ride of the Day and I saw Everdream. And I'm going to do Everdream today because, like I said, those are two of my favorite Nightwish songs. And so, again, thank you so much for all the other recommendations that you guys are putting out there. And I'm going to be getting to those down the road, hopefully in the not-too-distant future for sure. But today, going to be hitting this song because I want to kind of see how he's going to do. This is going to be, obviously, it was a song done by a female lead. And so I'm like very, very curious and interested to see how it's going to be done now with a male lead, specifically in this case, Dan. So no more talking. Let's go ahead and get right on into it. Here we go. This is going to be Dan Vasc and his cover of Nightwish's Everdream.
Ever felt away with me? Just once at all I need. Entwined in finding you one day. Ever felt away without me? My love relies so deep. Ever dreamed of me?
Big fan of Floor Jansen doing this song. So far, he's doing real good too. Here we go.
Would you do it with me? Heal the scars and change the stars. Would you do it for me? Time moves heaven within. I'd take you away, cast away on a lonely day, but some for a teary cheek. My song cannot borrow your grace. And found away with me. That's what's all I need. Entwined and finding you one day. And found away without me. My love is like so deep. And the dream of me.
I like how he took Marco's part with the Nightwish song and incorporated it. He did both parts. Very good.
Come on, wherever you are. So lost in your sea, giving for my touch, for my taste, for my loss. And I felt away with me. Just once out all I need. Entwined and finding you one day. And I felt away without me. My love is like so deep. And the dream of me. Your beauty cascaded on me. In this white night fantasy.
So far, he is killing it. He is nailing it. I'm telling you right now.
Ever felt away with me? Just once at all I need. Entwined in finding you one day. Ever felt away without me? My love is like so deep. And the dream of me.
Hey my friends, so glad to see you here today. You guys have been bugging me to release my Nightwish covers on Amazon, iTunes and Google Play. And I appreciate that. It means that you guys like them. So I'm working to get those covers released there. And hey, maybe by the time you're watching this video, they're already out. So you can check my cover albums on danvasc.com. All the links are there right on the front page. And by downloading those albums, you will be supporting yours truly. I hope to see you next time. Until then, my friends, have yourselves an epic day.
And there you go, Dan Vasc and his cover of Nightwish's Ever Dream. Man, I'm telling you right now, that was great. That was absolutely great. Fantastic. As I said during that footage, it was great to see him take over both Floor Jansen and Marco's part on that song. I mean, it was just, because, obviously when Nightwish performs it, Marco comes in and accompanies Floor. And then in this case, of course, Dan Vasc doing it solo, he does both parts. It was just great. I wonder if anyone has ever thought about, and if they've ever done this, let me know. It would be great to see Dan and Floor and Marco and the whole band. It'd be great to see them actually on stage together doing this song with both voices, like Floor's and Dan's together. If that's been done, let me know. But I think that would be a great thing to see. But his solo work with that, just awesome, just fantastic. And it's one of those things where, when he hits those high notes, I mean, those really high notes, at first you're thinking, oh, he's going to have to strain to get up there. He's going to hurt his voice. I don't think so. I think that he really just has such a great range that I think he gets right up there. And I think that he does it super effortlessly, and he can just hit those high notes. He hits those low notes. I don't know. I'm just, like I said, big fan of this guy, Dan Vasc. Boy, you guys really, knocked it out of the park when you guys recommended him to me. So I'm going to be definitely having Dan back out on the channel very, very shortly. Like I said, I don't ever want to overburden the channel and saturate with just one artist. I know, fans of any one, solo artist or band are always like, we can't get enough. And I get it. I understand exactly 100%. But, there's so many great musicians and artists out there that I've got to, kind of spread it around. But don't worry. For those of you who are Dan Vasc fans, I'm going to be having Dan out here on the channel again in the not too distant future. Again, keep the recommendations coming. Like I said, I saw a lot of recommendations yesterday, a lot of different songs, a lot of different, maybe some original songs, maybe a lot of other cover songs. I don't know, but I'm going to go through and I'm going to make my list and get things going out here on the channel and featuring Dan again very shortly. So don't fear, going to be having him out here again very, very soon. But I tell you one thing. Really enjoyed the last two. I mean, this one, and then of course the one from the last episode, Elvis's In American Trilogy, just fantastic. And what can I say? I really enjoyed that. I hope that you guys did as well. Okay, well, that's it for today's episode. If you're not a subscriber, do me a quick favor. Reach on over and hit that subscribe button. Just hit it. Boop, just pop. Just hit that thing. Super, super easy. Join this big family. Let's just keep all this great music alive together. Also, if you're, if you don't know anything about my previous content, just reach on over. I have a hashtag Face the Music Reactions down below, or you can just simply go to my playlist section. You can go through there. You'll find a lot of other great artists and music and songs and so forth that I'm sure you'll enjoy as well. Come on back next time. I have a lot of other great content in store for you. I'll see you next time right here on Face the Music. Take care.